This is Past Perfect, conversations on vintage living in a modern world.
My name is Whaffle Davis, but everyone calls me Whaffle.
Today's guest is retro artist and creative director, Whaffle Davis.
I'm just a creative guy. I just like making things. I like the idea of art, everything. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as I'm creating something.
So I am here with I Am Whaffle, whose apartment is Chef's Kiss on Instagram. It's really great. And he came down and I gave him a little tour of my place, and we're sitting down to have a little
Chef's Kiss.
Well, thank you. And we're sitting down to have a little conversation about vintage and retro. So stick around. So, Whaffle.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I'm so glad you came down. I've been so impressed with your apartment since Max introduced me to it.
Thank you. No, I've the same. Max introduced me to you too as well. So I was like, wow. No, I had to come. Like, this is my dream to buy my apartment and to just do whatever I want with it.
Yeah. So, how did you get interested in the whole 70s aesthetic?
I think it started very early on, I would say, because I grew up in my grandma's house, so a lot of the stuff was already old.
Yeah.
So it was like we had like 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff. So a lot of stuff we had was already old, and my grandmother, she would only watch like old movies and old shows. I think the only modern thing she watched was like Law and Order SVU, which I still watch to this day. I was like 8 watching Law and Order, like, wow, I wonder who's Olivia's gonna catch today. But yeah, we used to watch a lot of just blaxploitation movies and like Sanford and Son, Good Times, all of these like 70s.
Jefferson's.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Like, that was like sitcom. I love sitcoms.
What's happening?
It literally, that's all we watch. The first movie I remember watching is Cornbread Earl and Me, and which is a movie that features a young Denzel Washington, and also people say I look like that version of Denzel Washington, that young version of Denzel Washington in the movie. I'm not Denzel Washington. I'm Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Denzel Washington, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Sorry, brain fart. As I got older, you know, I would go to thrift stores and buy my own stuff. So it was like, oh, I can buy this. Like, you know, I don't have to ask my mom for this. She's not going to be like, why do you want this old t-shirt? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I started buying my own stuff. And then it kind of just became the normal thing for me. It's like you get one thing and then you get another thing. And at some point, everything
it's a collection.
Everything
right?
is 7. And then I'm like, okay, so like we can make this more intentional. Like, how can I make this more intentional? Like, I like this stuff, but how can I go about, you know, making sure that I'm sticking to like who I am, but also doing this thing where it's like I'm 70s. Like, I like this thing so much. I would do it every day, wake up, breathe, like live it, you know? And yeah, that's kind of how I got into 70s stuff.
Okay, all right. So it's an exposure thing, just what you were exposed to as a child.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah,
I love that. Because me too. I grew up in the 70s, so, you know, that was,
yeah.
But actually, I was exposed to my grandparents' house. It was a house that had been built for an empty nest couple to entertain.
Ooh.
So it had this...
In the 70s?
In the 50s it was. And it had a bi-level living room with terrazzo floors on the upper level that had been poured, not tile, poured terrazzo with brass rings in it. And beautiful.
Wow.
And the entire back wall was glass, and it had a vaulted ceiling, and between the two living rooms was this marble and granite brick fireplace with pipes that went up to the vaulted ceiling to vent. And then the back patio was all terracotta and had a kidney-shaped pool set into it, and it had these redwood cabanas with green corrugated fiberglass roofs.
So this is like a super colorful house.
It was amazing. And then at night, when they would have parties, they would light the backyard with bullet lamps that had colored bulbs in them.
Wow.
It was amazing.
That sounds insane.
And I remember as a child, we lived in Athens, Ohio, and they lived in Springfield, Ohio. Can you imagine that, in Springfield, Ohio?
Yeah.
They lived in Springfield, Ohio, and we got in the car after Dad's work, and we drove up to see them for the weekend, and they were having a party.
Ooh.
And so everyone was dressed in...
Was there Jello?
Everyone was dressed in fancy clothes. My grandfather was an accountant, had a lot of clients, owned a firm. And one of the guests, this is so 70s, one of the guests had a swimming suit on and had just gotten out of the pool at a party. You know, he'd like changed into his swimming suit and was showing off and swimming in the pool. It's just like, you know, out of a movie.
No, for sure.
That was what sort of steeped me in an appreciation for the past, I think, was because this was so much of mid-century America.
For sure, yeah.
A holdover from the 70s. It was sort of a holdover from the 50s, you know,
Exactly.
the 60s.
A lot of that stuff, you know, comes from the 50s. It goes into the 70s, I feel like.
Totally. Yeah, the 20th century is a big mishmash of...
Yeah.
I mean, you can date things back to the 20s.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of one of the inspirations that, you know...
And now that kind of makes sense, seeing like the textures and the different colors in your apartment and hearing like how your grandparents' house had these different tiles and textures and all of these cool things. That makes so much sense.
Yeah. No, they were very, both my grandparents escaped Nazism. They came over in 38 from Germany and started life fresh in the United States.
That's amazing.
Had to learn English and all of that. And so they were very much proponents of that sort of American dream because they were living it, you know?
Yeah.
So Max told me that your apartment is 1977.
I guess that's the year. I didn't pick a year in particular that I guess... But it will make sense. I would say 1977 because there is more aspects of later, I guess the technology in my apartment also is like I have the Amana Radarange Touchmatic 2, which is 77. And then the cereal boxes are from 76 or something like that. So it's like, you know, I guess 77 makes sense.
Fits, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I didn't choose a particular year. It was just kind of supposed to be any time in the 70s.
Okay,
know?
All right.
But when like I curated, it was more so like I just wanted it to feel like almost anyone's home or something that anyone grew up in who grew up in the 70s.
Right,
something very like, you know, not typical, but like just homey. I don't know how to like really explain the vibe, but just like, okay, I grew up with that, or I grew up with that. These are things that like I heard people talk about.
Yeah. No, and it's very much that from the pictures I've seen. I definitely want to come up and see it in person.
Yeah, definitely.
But it really feels like that kind of relatable, middle class kind of home, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think I saw in a video that you said that these were, a lot of the things that are in the home were things that were extra during the time.
Yes, that's like where I have a bit of fun with it, because I didn't grow up middle class at all.
Yeah.
I grew up poor, but I think for me, that's where I had a little bit of fun with it, because I'm like, you know, you wouldn't have, like where I live, you wouldn't have a Zenith, this big Zenith with the record player and the radio, and like that's like something that's super expensive,
and that's a beautiful thing,
right? And it's like for me, that's like where the realism of it kind of like shakes a little bit, because I'm like, okay, I want it to be relatable, but also I wanted to have a bit of fun with some of the cool stuff, like the Amana, or like the matching GE and fridge, like, or the Zenith. You know, these are things that were like super expensive back in the day.
I got a backstory for you.
Shoot, hit.
The people that live in the apartment, one big on Price is Right.
Wait, can you say that again one more time?
The people that live in your apartment, or that lived.
Oh,
in
they
your
won
apartment.
big.
Won
Oh,
big.
no, for
on
sure.
Price is
'Cause
Right.
Also, how I think about it, yes, that makes
It's
sense.
like the showcase.
Yes, no, and also like it's sort of relatable to me because my mom, even though we were poor, and like my grandmother, they always make sure they had like something that was up to date or like the latest, coolest item.
Or special.
But yeah, so it's like, okay, we don't have much, but we got this one thing that's like we put all our money into,
Right.
and we want you guys to like enjoy it. We all want to enjoy it because
Yeah.
we had that too in like my grandmother's house or like my mom's house, where it's like, oh, we have that one thing that's super expensive. You better not mess it up because we spent all the money on it.
Right.
Or we got it from like Rent-A-Center and we're like still paying it off.
Right.
So like that's kind of like where my mind went when I'm like, okay, because I could have easily just made a lower income apartment and it could have still been as convincing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it.
Well,
So
I think it's wonderful. I love those touches because those touches feel right.
Exactly.
You look at them and that was aspirational.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I am. I'm like super aspirational.
Yeah.
So it's like,
sure. Yeah.
There's, elements of, just how I am in general and what I buy.
Yeah. No, I love it. So now this is an extension of your work, right? Because you're a...
I'm a painter by trade. I grew up painting. I was drawing and painting since I was 5 years old. But I fell into creative direction. I was always super obsessed with dioramas and how these like little pictures are frozen in time and they tell a story. And so I kind of just developed that into doing campaigns for brands like Proceds or Fila. I did a collaboration with Fila. I could creative direct the shoot so it fits what you gave me, but also it's vintage. And that's kind of what I've been doing for work for the past, I'll say 6-7 years or so.
That's amazing.
Something like that, yeah. So I've done like, brands like Coca-Cola, Fila, all these cool, and usually the brands are like retro, like they've been around for ages or they relate to the 70s. Yeah. But yeah, it's an extension of my work.
That's really great. It's so you've found a way to monetize your passion.
Yeah, accidentally. Because I didn't,
accidentally or on purpose. It works. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I didn't like seek to make money or, monetize it. It was just, I just started getting emails and it became a thing. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been able to survive with that and, my full-time job, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you have another job?
Yeah. I work at a place called Powerhouse Arts, which they specialize in fabrication for artists in New York City.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So, so you kind of, everything you do is sort of artistic in a way.
Yeah.
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 That's great.
I've been around art my entire life, I would say. So yeah, everything is art. I'm just a creative guy. I just like making things. I like the idea of art, everything. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as I'm creating something.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see.
So what kind of 70s do you still watch 70s TV? Are you fascinated with anything right now?
I wouldn't say I'm fascinated with anything in particular. I've kind of seen all of the sitcoms a million times. I watch a lot of TV, by the way. I watch so much TV, but I do like new stuff that's set in the 70s. I like to watch that a lot just to see but I'm always complaining when I watch that because I'm like, that's
wrong.
That's not it.
Those shoes are wrong. That's always my complaint.
Yeah, that's why my friends hate when I watch period pieces because I'm like, no. But I'm a good sport about it though. I still enjoy a lot of stuff.
Have you seen Severance?
Yes, I love Severance. Retrofuturism is.
I know.
I watched Fantastic Four. I love that movie right now because the retrofuturism in it
there's
is
got a lot of
so
retrofuturism.
good. Retrofuturistic 60s.
Yeah.
Gucci stuff. I love that.
Have you been to the TWA Hotel?
Yes, of course. I did when I did a collaboration with Fila, I did a shoot at the TWA Hotel because I wanted to. When I designed the tracksuits, they were like, supposed to be like, comfort wear
Mm-hmm.
for like, jet setters or like basketball players. Like that's what I think they would wear if
That's
they were like
great.
in the 70s and they just got off the plane. They're like in this tracksuit.
Yeah.
So that was like the idea of it when I did it. So yeah, we did it at I love TWA Hotel.
I flew out of that terminal once.
JFK, right? Yeah.
The JFK TWA Sarnen terminal. It was in terrible
Like
shape.
back in the day?
Back in the day. It was in terrible shape. Those little teeny tiny Japanese penny tiles were cracked and
Yeah.
yeah, it was a mess. But it was wonderful to be in there and walking down those tubes
Yeah,
to the
amazing.
Yeah, right. So it was fun to have that memory of having been there. So what are some of your tips for sourcing? Because you travel all over looking for stuff
yeah,
for the apartment.
I'm definitely one of those people who are like, oh, it's only 4 hours away.
Yeah. The stove came from Boston.
Yeah, it's only 6 hours away.
Yeah,
It's all
right,
good. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like for sourcing, I would definitely say eBay, number one. Well, for smaller things,
Mm-hmm.
I would say smaller things, eBay, thrift stores. Go to like super rural parts of America and just go to their Goodwill or their
Yeah.
Salvation Army. I swear they have like the coolest stuff for the cheapest amounts of like it's super like, yeah, I would say that. And then Facebook Marketplace is the best. You can find almost anything on Facebook Marketplace. I feel like you just have to sometimes, go and drive a couple hours. I think only because we're in New York City. I think that's really what it is. I feel like if we weren't in New York City, then it would be way easier to find stuff and way easier to acquire them. It's just because we live in a city. I tell people all the time, New York City changes every 5 to 10 years. The fashion changes, the trends change, interior designs change, architecture changes, and thrift stores change as well. Like I feel like back in the day, you could find a lot of 70s stuff in the thrift stores and antique shops. Now it's like either if you do find it, it's super expensive because it's like, I think now it's becoming more and more trendy for people to have like 70s stuff or to have these like time capsule homes and these mid-century modern homes. But yeah, I would say Facebook Marketplace, that's where I find a lot of stuff. I think I drove to Rochester for my stove, like 8 hours.
Yeah. So you dress 70s too.
Yeah, that's how it started. Well, it really started, my love for the 70s really started with furniture, but I couldn't buy furniture when I was a kid.
Right.
So I settled for clothes. I would go to thrift stores and find like random 70s shirts that I liked. And people always like, made fun of me for wearing different stuff. And I'm like, I don't care. I like this stuff. And that's just what I like. And then as I got older, the more and more intentional it became. It was like, I'm going to be completely 70s. I'm going to wear 70s pants. I'm going to wear a 70s shirt. And if I need a hat, I'm going to wear a 70s hat too, And then I just got more and more, the more research and the more in depth I took the 70s stuff, the more it just became a thing. And then my whole closet was 70s by the time I was 21.
Uh-huh.
And that was just I was just the 70s guy, And that's just, what people know me as. And I feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
I don't feel out of place. Even when people look at me on the street, I'm always like, why are they staring at me? And then I have to realize, I'm like, I'm fucking wearing
I stepped out of the past.
Yeah. And that's like, sometimes it's annoying because sometimes I'm just like, I just want to go to the store and people are like, are you on a set? Are you going to a party? And I'm just like, oh, I completely forgot I'm wearing bell bottoms right now. But yeah, that's like, so I dress 70s. But it started with furniture. And then now it's back to furniture.
And
I buy
appliances.
I buy more furniture and appliances than I do clothes.
Do you have a storage unit somewhere?
I just got a storage unit because I have 4 bikes, 4 70s bikes. I don't know where to put them.
Oh my God.
I have 4 70s bikes.
Like 10-speed type bikes?
3-speed. I have a Stingray. I have a Hercules AMF. I just started collecting bikes too. I just collect stuff. I'm like, yeah, I love
know
bikes.
The feeling.
And so I'm like, I don't know where to put these bikes.
Yeah.
And they just became too much. So I got a storage unit for my bikes and for other, random 70 stuff. I don't know where to put it.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, and that's why I got a small one. I'm like, I can't. It's like super small. I'm like, it needs to just fit these things, and that's it. Because if I get any bigger one, I'm just gonna start buying stuff.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I just put it in storage. And
yeah. Well, when I did my television show, we had a storage unit between shoots, between seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got used to a room-sized storage unit. So my dad and I share it now, but it's filled with chairs and lamps and a whole shelf of vintage wallpaper. And
it's super slippery slope because once you like, I feel like once you like this style, you just start discovering more and more things, and there's different styles of things in the 70s too. So it's like, it's not just one thing,
Yeah.
You have so many different like styles of furniture and appliances and wallpaper that happen within this one decade.
I know, yeah.
So you're like, oh wait, I like this. I like this. Wait, Hollywood Regency,
traditional and modern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like it becomes an obsession, and like you said, you end up with a room-sized storage closet of just a bunch of stuff. Like that was me. Like I had TVs and all kinds of stuff. There used to be this place in Gowanus, the e-waste warehouse. Mm-hmm. So people would bring like their old electronic stuff. That was like my thing before. I was collecting radios and TVs and all of these things. And I was like, I don't know where to put them. I put them in storage. And I started selling some stuff. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that you can do with this. I have an Etsy shop, and I sell a lot of things that I buy.
Oh, I got to come through.
I buy things that I like at thrift shops, and I like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I could put that in the Etsy shop. But I'm notoriously bad about sitting down and doing the listing, because you got to photograph it, and describe it,
ship it, and that's why I didn't want to dabble into the whole reselling of things, because I don't have time for that.
So do you entertain in your apartment? Do you have people over?
My friends are at my apartment every other day.
Oh, that's great.
I hang out with the same like 4 people, and they're always anytime they're in the city. Whaffle, what are you doing? Oh yeah, I'm home. Like and they're there. I want to do like curated parties. Like at some point when I finish doing the whole apartment, I want to get into like doing a cocktail party, but you have to come dressed 70s, like, stuff like that. I think would be super fun. Or like game nights. I'm a super family oriented guy, so I love when my friends get together. Just like how my grandmother's house was the safe haven. I feel like now I'm the safe haven where everyone comes to my house and they're like, oh, if you need a place to stay, or if you need, just don't want to be home, or you just want to catch a different vibe, you can always come to my apartment.
That's great. I love that. That's that's a really wonderful thing, to create a space that everyone feels comfortable in and can come and just sort of hang out, and with no purpose. I do that too. I have people come over, and I make dinner, serve it here I can have 4 people here at this table, and then we watch TV.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. I like cooking too for my friends.
Yeah. Oh, you a good cook?
I would say I'm like spectacular. I know how to make the things that I like and my friends like it.
Yeah.
But I like cooking. I have like a warming tray, the 70s warming tray. I'm like, everybody, here's some chili and rice.
Do you cook 70s?
Like 70s style stuff. I haven't tried yet, but with the Amana, I'm like, I want to try this cookbook.
Yeah.
This Amana cookbook, and see if I can make 70s meals. Because like I said, I just moved there in August. So I'm like still like figuring things out. Like, because I want to also do reels and stuff like that of me trying to make 70s stuff. Because it's all super like fun and like super weird. And I like that. So I want to try.
Yeah, I love some of the 70s recipes. There's some really great comfort food that came out of that era.
Yeah.
And baking is great, and you've got all the implements and tools.
Yeah. what would you say are some of your favorite 70s?
Well, some of my, let's see, what are some of my delicacies? I did on my television show something that I called the crown roast of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a cheese casserole. So you take sourdough bread in cubes and you put that in one bowl, and then you take shredded cheese and you put that in another bowl, and then you layer, you put breadcrumbs or bread cubes and cheese and bread cubes and cheese and just keep layering it. And then you pour an egg batter over it, and then you bake it in the oven. And what makes it a crown is if you put all of the points of the bread, you make diagonal cuts of bread and you put it around the edge, it looks like a crown design.
Oh, I got to try that. I want to try it.
So good. And, the use really great cheese, use really great bread, and it's a delicious comfort food kind of thing.
I'm going to try that. Yeah, because I want to try doing some recipes too. So
deviled eggs. Mm-hmm. I have a really good deviled egg recipe.
Yeah, my grandmother used to make deviled eggs all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do the same thing. I love entertaining, and I also want to do curated parties. Mm-hmm. I have an idea for a great curated party night that was kind of inspired by your Zenith.
Oh, sick. You got to share.
Yeah. So I was thinking I'd love to get one of those big console Zenith TVs type things with all of the, big, put it right here, move this, that'll go out, and do a table and a chair and sofa arrangement so there's more seating. And then pipe in 3 curated feeds of 70s television that is researched and accurate to a specific night in a specific year in 1970 something.
Yeah.
And then you can sit down in front of the TV and turn it on and watch All in the Family and Mary Tyler Moore and like that lineup. Mm-hmm. And you can turn the channel and it'll be the other channel and you put all the commercials in it. So it is a solid feed of 70s television that you can watch.
Okay. I don't know how the channel thing will work, but you can absolutely set up like any streaming situation to the TV. I have it on mine. People don't know you can literally watch anything on there, but that sounds really sick.
Wouldn't that be fun? Because it's like really immersion in the 1970s.
Yeah,
you're sitting down and watching what people watched on that particular night.
They have footage on YouTube of like, and also, I wonder if she goes back to the 70s. I watched this documentary about this woman who recorded TV constantly, like for like a decade or something like that. So, and I think it's on the Internet Archive. So I think you would be able to like get one of those nights that she recorded. I don't remember if it goes back to the 70s, but I would say once I get the name, I'll share the info with you.
Okay.
But she recorded these like tapes and tapes and tapes of these just news and channels in the 70s, and she had like a collection of just all of these tapes that she recorded for never stopped recording. The TV was always recording.
That's amazing. And you could research it by going back through old TV guides.
Yeah, exactly.
What was on, what episode was it, and all of
and
that.
What channel?
Yeah.
So you could really set it up to where it's like you can even get, I would say, even get a TV guide. And go
and put it
off
on the cocktail table. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so I think that would be a really fun night.
That would be so cool.
It'd be a lot of work, but it'd be a really fun night.
I think the only hard part of it is figuring out how, when you change the channel, how to make sure it's still streaming that.
Well, I think you'd need an electronics person that could wire the feeds, because you need like three different feeds of probably digital video that you feed into the back of the TV, but you'd need to feed it into each individual channel.
Exactly.
As opposed to feeding it into the coaxial that would just be on channel 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think that's probably other than that, I think you would curate a very good party.
Yeah, it'd be fun, right?
Yeah, and
well, you're invited if I do it.
Let me know. I think it would be really fun. I think that would be the only hard part of figuring that out. But,
yeah. But you get someone who knows electronics. They could.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. There's somebody that's just like us.
If you know anyone or if that's you, get in touch with me.
Yeah, exactly. Because we need that. I would love to go to this party.
Yeah. So that'd be fun. What would you do at your 70s party?
I don't know. I just want to make. I wanted to try the 70s party recipes, like the Jello and all of these fun, like weird things that they used to make, like the molds and all of those things for the Jello. I think that's so cool, and like the fondue and just like a super.
Oh yeah.
You know, I would do it. I think the first one I would do would just be like, what would a 70s party be like? And I would like to interview some people who are actually through parties or like been to parties, and then go from there. And then from there, I guess it could get more creative. But everyone has to show up 70s.
Yeah.
I think that's the fun part of it.
Yeah. We should do a fondue party. Fondue parties are easy, and they're only like 4 people.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
And more people you can't kind of reach.
But I think that's like the first one I would do. Fondue.
Do you have a fondue pot?
No, actually.
Oh, you got to get a fondue pot. That's like the accessory.
Yeah, it's like every time I'm like, oh, I should get it. And then I'm like, oh, I found this other thing. I'm like, oh, I could get that anytime. Because they're like super
they're
available.
Around. I've got like 12 of them or something.
Yeah, that's why I'm not so hell-bent on getting one. I haven't gotten one yet because I'm like, they're always around.
They're available.
I always go for like, I've been going for more like the things that are harder to find.
Yeah. Like
the stove and the fridge.
Oh yeah, the big things.
Yeah, and the Amana.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. The mirror tiles, like those are like more what I was focused on. But like now, like I was telling you earlier, I'm at a point where I can start focusing back on the smaller
accessorizing.
Yeah, smaller things like the fondue pot, and I would love to go to like a flea market or thrift for something small and cool.
What are your holy grail items? What do you want that you would be over the moon if you found?
I feel like I found them. That's why I'm like, I really wanted the matching GE fridge and stove and avocado green.
Uh-huh.
And I found those separately and the fridge separately. So that was the holy grail of mine. The mirror tiles was a holy grail of mine as well, because those are so hard to find. And if you do find them, they're super expensive.
Yeah,
like boxes of 6 are like $300 on eBay. Yeah. And I'm like, wow. I will relentlessly search. I had every keyword relating to mirrors and tiles saved on Facebook, and they were sending me notifications and eBay. And that, I think those are like the hardest thing to find, because it's like when you do find them, they're like a million miles away. They're in a different state. And I'm like, I could drive, like, do I really want to drive to North Carolina or catch a flight to North Carolina?
Or North Dakota.
Yeah, it's like these are super random places. Like, I don't, But the way I found a dude who had a bunch of them, all in a box. They were unused. And I was like,
amazing.
Can you please ship these to me? It would be way cheaper this way than me going to get 6 off eBay for $300.
Right.
For $300, I would pay for the 36. There were 36 tiles. I was like, I would literally pay for it, but I end up paying like $100 for shipping, and he only wanted $50 for the mirrors.
So that's the ones you installed.
Yeah, and I really wanted a whole wall, so I'm still looking for more, but that works for now. So that was like a super holy grail for me. And then the Amana was also a holy grail for me because...
So you specifically wanted Amana?
Yes, Amana. I keep saying it wrong.
No, that's fine.
I think it's the New York in me saying Amana, but it's Amana. Amana, I watched the commercial, I was like, I'm saying this wrong. But yeah, so that was another thing for me, because it was like, in the 70s, I felt like that was like such a weird, like new thing where it was like, a microwave, like you can cook this in this amount of seconds.
That was fancy.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, this is like really fancy. And I think that's why that was like one of my holy. Also, they're very hard to find. Mm-hmm. If you do find them, they're like $800.
Or beat up.
Or like you can't even use them. The one that I found was $50. And it was practically brand new.
That's so amazing.
And I think that's like my favorite thing. A lot of the stuff that I find and have in my apartment are essentially brand new. Like the Zenith, that came with all the original contracts, the contract that they signed to buy it, the receipt, my bedroom set still had the tags on it from when they purchased it. But yeah, the Amana was just like, it was super fancy. I was like, I gotta get something super fancy.
No, it's great. It's a beautiful. I've been wanting one of those, but I don't really have a place to put it.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were gigantic.
They're huge.
They're huge. I have it on my buffet table now. I have like a buffet table on like wheels. And I have it there. I think it fits like perfectly there because it doesn't take up the whole table. So I have like a little fruit bowl there, and then the Amana, and then some cookbooks on top. So I think it works. But yeah, they're huge. I didn't realize they were that huge.
Enormous, yeah.
Gigantic. And then like blows air out the front when you're like cooking stuff.
Yeah, cool that machinery down.
It's so cool. Like I think like this is the precursor to what we have, you know. And even that specific model is very fancy. Like
with the push button.
Yeah, it's not even so. It's a glass panel, and it's like touch responsive.
So it's like in the elevators where it senses your heat.
Yes, exactly.
That's amazing.
So that's how it works, and then it has a clock. You can hold the temperature on whatever you're cooking. So like if you cook something and you want it to stay warm, you can press the little hold temperature and it stays warm. I think these like small aspects of that, like I can see why they may be obsolete like now, but I still think like for the time that was so cool. Like they thought of everything when they were designing this. I think a lot of the times in designs now, they don't think of everything. They just think of how can we make this product and make a lot of money. I think a lot of the things that we collect was like, yeah, we want to make money from it, but how can we make a good product?
Right, that people will pay money to have for a long time.
Exactly.
Whereas today it's all perishable. When it, you know, I was watching something. I remember it was some cat video on Instagram, and this woman said, "Yes, my cat is just like a holy terror. It climbed up the side of the refrigerator and pierced the seal, and we had to get a whole new fridge." Like, I'm replacing the seals on my Sub-Zero.
And it's been
The thing about a Sub-Zero is you can keep the shell forever and just replace all of the parts indefinitely.
Like that, I think that's like we've strayed so far from the light when it comes to that.
No, it's
like
true.
Even like some things in my house, you drop it and it's just like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I know. All of that Bakelite stuff. Yeah.
It's like they made stuff for you to, if you take care of it, you can keep it for almost forever, a long time. If not, some stuff like even if you take care of it now, it's planned to break. So you go buy another one.
Planned
go buy
obsolescence.
The new exactly. So you go buy the new version.
Yeah.
And also another way I think about it, super random tangent, but sustainability to me too.
Yeah.
I think this idea of constantly buying new things just for the sake of buying new things, because a lot of the times it's nothing different.
Not sustainable at all.
Yeah, and I like that aspect of what we do. It's just like everything is secondhand. Yeah. Everything had a life before, and that's another thing that I love.
And you're not contributing to this sort of cyclical economy of things breaking down and being thrown out and put in. Keeping it out of the landfill.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
I mean, it's it's a small part, but it's I feel like at some point it's gonna have a huge impact.
No, I agree.
And then also everything is on the internet now, so it's just like I can listen to music whenever I want.
Yeah, I know.
Because I have a radio and a vinyl player or a record player, and it's just like.
What do you collect? What records do you collect?
I like new stuff and old stuff. So I have a lot of Sade. Sade and Michael Jackson are like my favorite artists.
Okay, all right.
So a lot of Sade, a lot of Michael Jackson, jazz. I love. And I have a lot of jazz. Soul, funk.
Yeah.
There's not a specific music that I don't like.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever sounds good to me.
I curate because I
got
do
AC/DC.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
I got rock stuff. I got all kinds of stuff.
I do a weekly event down at Club Cumming Tuesday nights, and I curate my own Spotify playlists for the night. And depending on what I wear, that's what the playlist. So if I dress 80s, it's an 80s playlist. If I dress 70s, it's a 70s playlist. So I have these long, that's what we were listening to when
So
you came
do
in.
I.
Yeah.
So do I. I'm Apple Music guy, but I have super curated playlists
Yeah.
the same way you do.
Yeah.
I have like one called Keep Me Dancing, and it's just all like disco and like house. And then I have like What You Know About That, and those are like songs that like my grandma would be like, what do you know about this song? And and then I have one called House Phone Love, which is 80s like love songs or like 80s R&B, and then I have Beeper Love, which is like 90s, and then I have iMessage Love, which is like
fun.
Yeah.
You know, are they public playlists?
Yeah.
Yeah. So send them to me, and
Got you.
I'll put them up for mine and yours so people can access them.
I got you.
Yeah, some of mine are like 2 days long.
One is like you said, 3 days long.
Yeah.
I have a playlist that's like 3 days long. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is the 70s playlist. So everything 70s goes on this playlist.
Right. Yeah,
I love it. That's like I go to sleep and wake up listening to music. And speaking of music, I have what I like to call my 70s Sonos system.
Uh-huh.
So I have a radio adapter. Like, one of those car adapters that used to go in like the aux cord, and you put it to the station and you could like play music from your phone or whatever. So I have one of those that I set up to my computer. So I set it on like 86.9 or something, some station that's not used, and you can play music through that.
So you broadcast your own.
Yeah, I have it set up to like the random station, and I play whatever I want, and you can hear it throughout the apartment because there's radios in each room. So it doesn't matter if you walk into the kitchen, you can hear the song. If I go to my studio, I can hear
playing
the song
on your vintage radios.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. You should create a curated stream of A Quiet Storm.
Oh, that would be sick. I love Quiet Storm.
And become a Quiet Storm DJ.
That would be sick. I mean, people say I have the voice for it.
Yeah, totally, you do.
I never thought about that. Would be sick, actually.
Do your own Quiet Storm and make that and make that one of your products that people can like subscribe to. You do A Quiet Storm every month or something.
You just gave me the key that I need, because I couldn't I don't know why I never thought about that, because people tell me all the time, like, you have a radio voice, or like you have this like voice, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Well, the other thing is that you also know the music of the time, and you can pinpoint a year. You could do, this is Quiet Storm, where it's July 1978.
And I do. Yeah, okay. I think I'll figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Wow, you just gave me the idea.
I think it's a great idea. So, do you think they have that for AM radios? Because that radio that Kyle fixed for me is AM.
I think that I wouldn't.
Because mostly it's FM, I imagine.
I think the adapter that I have is FM and AM, but I'll have to check.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
because AM is just news now.
Yeah, no, yeah, literally. There's no music on it, and I listen to the radio all the time.
You might be able to do the same thing with TV. Ooh. That TV thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
To do that with broadcasting television, rather than putting it in as a feed.
Yeah, and then you could like go in each room and actually.
And you could create three different channels with 3 different systems, and you could broadcast all of it that way.
I gotta figure. If they know we get the information. If they find the electric guy who can hook that up,
right?
I'm super into
Wouldn't that be great?
That creates the immersion even more.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would, like, at a party, that would be crazy to be like, oh yeah, change the channel, and it's still.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
That'd be fun. I love that.
That would be super fun.
Do you have a car?
No, I used to have a car. I used to have a 1984 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it was blue. It was a coupe. And it was the coolest car ever, because it was just like one of those cars that have the bench.
Yes, bench seats.
And yeah, so it was just 2 benches, and it was a coupe, but like all my friends we all used to be in there. It's like 6 of us.
Yeah.
In this car, and it was massive. And for me, as a New Yorker, that was like pretty cool to have a car, because I could just go wherever I wanted.
I'm lucky I share a car with my dad. Not a car as cool as that.
Yeah.
My dad is a Prius from 2010, which is really efficient.
No,
if
I was
you're
gonna say
traveling,
Prius
it's
is-
like quarter of a tank of gas to the Catskills.
No,
So,
absolutely. My friend, when I lived in LA, my friend had we all used to be in his Prius.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was like the car. We used to like, yo, where the Prius at? We're going in the Prius today.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we used to go everywhere. So I don't, yeah, Prius is cool.
So what happened to your...
Okay, so what happened was someone stole it,
Oh,
also paying. I was a new driver. I was like freshly 20 something, and my insurance was through the roof. So I was
yeah.
like, I don't need a car, and now I just do the Turo or U-Haul now. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's like how I go
That's
travel.
how you get
and,
around, yeah.
and that's like, to me, is a little bit less stress worthy, because it's like I don't have to pay insurance, and I just pay for what I'm using it for,
Right.
and then bring it back. I don't
Yeah.
have to figure out what. Also, parking.
Oh, I know.
Parking in Manhattan is non-existent.
It's either non-existent or it's outrageously expensive.
Yeah, and I got tired of paying for the parking structure, the insurance. At the time, it was more than my rent. Pretty much, I was paying for this car, and I was like,
money.
And it wasn't even a big car, so I couldn't even pick up stuff even if I wanted to.
Right, yeah.
I think now I might get another car. But I think about getting a van, like
70s van?
70s van.
Kyle, who I interviewed in the last episode of this, his father has a classic 70s
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
like, if I do get another one, that's
shag carpeted
Exactly,
van. Yeah,
exactly.
I can see that.
might just throw a waterbed in the back. Just
Yeah,
for
there you
shits
go.
and giggles.
I love it. That's great.
But that's like what I'm like, if I do get a car, that's probably what it'd be. Like a car. Then also, like I said, I have a lot of friends and we like to do stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, that would be cool. Because we like to go upstate and
Yeah.
do fun stuff. So it's like, that'd
Yeah.
be cool to just
Good to
be
have a
able
car to be able to do that.
And I can pick up furniture. Or a station wagon. I thought about that.
Oh, I love the... Oh,
That's a holy grail of mine.
oh
to get...
the Mercury Colony Park
Okay,
is
I
the
know
one
this
I
car.
want. Yeah.
Yeah, I want a Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser.
Those are great. My friend Jeffrey grew up driving one of those.
Yeah.
The Colony Park. Do you follow car YouTube? Do you watch YouTube? Car YouTube? There's a guy, Adam, who has a huge collection of cars in the Midwest, and he has an incredible version of the Colony Park.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I want
it's
to check him out on
nice.
YouTube.
It's worth looking at. He's very interesting. He does a vintage car history channel, and his sort
Ooh.
of focus is 60s and 70s luxury cars.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that stuff.
That's good.
I like that stuff. Yeah.
It's good. So you said your apartment's not done. What has to be done? What's yet to be done?
A few small things. So all of the trim are not actually cut in. This is super random, but all of the trim, like the molding, the baseboards, and the like crown molding,
Uh-huh.
none of that is actually cut at the proper angles for the corners.
Oh yeah.
Because at the time when I was putting up the wood paneling, I didn't have a miter box. So I was just kind of just cutting them straight and then putting them there just
Lapping
so I
them.
can see the vision. And then I started doing other stuff in it. So I have to do that. I want to panel the hallways, like by the door. I don't really have a foyer like how you have. It's just kind of like this long hallway and then living room
Yeah.
or dining room. So I want to panel those hallways.
Are you doing wainscoting?
I
Paneling?
did that for the dining room.
The dining room, yeah.
For the rest of the hallway, that's another reason why I'm like, do I do half wallpaper or do I do full wallpaper or do I do paneling? That's like where I am right now. So I'm like, that's why I'm not done, but I'm just kind of debating, going back and forth in my mind. I'm like, if I do, it's also a thing of like actually finding the wallpaper, which is like, you have to find the right wallpaper and enough of it.
Yes.
Because if you don't have enough, then you just don't have enough. Because
Right.
they don't make it. That's kind of like...
That's the thing that I buy. When I find it at good prices, I just buy the wallpaper that I like.
Yeah.
Even if I have no use for it.
Yeah.
I've got all of these great wall murals from the 70s, you know,
Yeah.
the Thibaut wall murals. I was
Yes.
talking to Max about that.
Those are so sick.
Yeah.
If I had like a bigger place, then I would definitely go and do like a mural, like behind the dining room table or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like those are like, that was like the thing. But yeah, I have to do that. I want to do my counters over because I did like the vinyl wrap.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's like not, it doesn't work because it starts to like peel or it starts to like warp and bubble in certain places, and it just doesn't look good.
Do you have someone who's going to do your Formica for you?
No, I'm gonna try to do it myself.
The problem with doing Formica yourself is that it will start to delaminate if you don't use a heat set press.
Okay.
So you might want to have someone do the counters. Yeah. So my contractor who did my cabinetry, they did the Formica for me. They did a pretty good job. Yeah. It's a little sharp. I usually like it to be routed down a little bit more. But if you want someone to do it, let me know. I'll put you in touch with them.
Okay, got you. Yeah, that I want to do. What else? I'm now also want to hang up more photos and more art.
I love are those family photos?
Yes.
Those are great.
Yeah, so those are like, my aunt, she has every photo of everyone in our family from any time.
That's great.
Going back to like the 1800s.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, she collects all of these, and she's taking pictures all the time. Like even on her phone, she's taking photos. Great. So I go to her and then I get the photos and I scan it, and then she yells at me and I bring the real photos back. And then I print them out. But I want it like in her sister's house in North Carolina, she had this one wall from floor to ceiling of just photos. Yeah. And I want to do one of those
snapshots,
as like a homage to her. And
that's great.
I have a nephew now. He's one, but I did a shoot of him in the like an old walker, and it went like viral on Twitter.
I bet it did.
Yeah, like it was insane and then I have like, the vintage TV, so I'm like I make him watch Sesame Street from like the 60s.
I love that.
Yeah, so he's like, there's pictures of him like watching.
So he's being steeped at an early age.
Yeah, he doesn't. If he likes it, he likes it, but that's what happens when you come to my house.
That's great. I love it.
So yeah, that went viral on Twitter, which was pretty funny.
Get him started young.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a bunch of small stuff that I have to do to like, for me to feel like it's done.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are like, oh, it's done. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah,
you don't see this trim. Like, and they're like, I would have never noticed that. But it's just like the perfectionist in me.
No, I know. I'm the same way. I want to replace the carpet here with a shag.
Yeah.
And
I have a spot. It's called Sanson Rugs. And they have shag rugs, and they have multicolored ones. They have any color you would want. There's so many colors.
By the yard?
Yeah, they can make a custom size for you.
Could they do wall to wall?
Yeah.
Installation?
Yeah, I don't know if they do the installation part because they're somewhere down south. But you can like send them the measurements.
Okay.
They have pre-cut ones like.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find an installer.
Pre-cut sizes like the typical 6 by
right. And they bind them.
Yeah, but they also offer custom shape, so you could get everything to be matched perfectly and then have someone install it or just lay it down like a regular.
Yeah, no, I mean I'd probably have it installed with carpet.
Yeah.
Tack strip and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Because mine is just 2 rugs from Safavia.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, this whole, I mean, you essentially, one of your jobs is content creation.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, to some degree with the creative direction that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, who are the content creators that you follow in this old vintage retro space?
Oh, Dr. Parkenstein. He's 20s. Yeah. And he does like 10 type photos. His apartment is all 20s.
I have to check that out. That sounds great.
He is so cool. And he does like these cool like 20s like science experiments. He's like building this thing, this like electron. I don't even know how to explain it, but he's so cool. He does like videos. He plays the piano, this old 20s piano. He dresses 20s. He has 20s cars.
Where's he located?
Texas.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Dr. Parkenstein. He's on TikTok. He's probably like
Yeah.
the most famous person doing different time period stuff, I would say. He's
Okay,
like
all right.
viral all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, he uses like it's so cool. His
I have to
apartment
check
is
him out, yeah.
nice.
That's great. Well, this has been so much fun.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming down.
Of
I can't
course.
wait to come see your place.
Yeah, you should definitely come by.
All right,
I like
great.
it.
All right. So yeah, and we'll have to figure out this party thing because
Yes.
yeah,
And then I'll invite you to my party.
right,
do
we'll do
party
that.
for party.
that sounds good, and we'll make content with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank
Whaffle.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Yeah. This has been Past Perfect. Tune in next time when our guest will be 80s historian and influencer Violet Sky.